Picture this. President Obama is about to give a speech on television. He walks up to the podium and starts speaking. Out of his mouth comes expletives you would never expect to hear on TV, especially not being heard by the president, or being said by the president. How would America react? With indifference or disapproval? Good morning, fellow classmates, judges, and Mr. Redican. Today, I will be affirming the resolution, resolve that profanity is immoral in society. Profanity is all my following definitions are from the dictionary.com. Profanity is defined as any curse word or foul language, religious or not. Immoral is defined as not moral, with moral meaning concerned with principles or rules of right conduct. Society is defined as a community of human beings. For this debate, I would talk about only profanity in America, because that is the community we all live in. In America, profanity is a very relevant issue. Of course, the scenario I presented you would never happen. Nobody would approve of Obama blurting obscenities during a speech broadcasted nationwide. It would totally ruin his public image. But everywhere else, we hear profanity and also see it, including on television, movies, and songs, and more. The continual use of profanity has desensitized our nation to it. Disillusioned, we go about cursing like it's a perfectly fine habit. We believe that swearing is perfectly okay because everyone does it and the media even seems to promote it. But it's wrong, and it's not right. It's as if people just dumped all their morals into the garbage. The use of profanity is undoubtedly immoral because it hurts one's image, corrupts the language, is offensive and provocative, and is bad for society. Contention 1. The use of profanity hurts one's image. Take that hypothetical I used about Obama. If Obama just threw in even one curse word, he would be bombarded with criticism. I understand that most kids can't avoid cursing. Once they grow up, if they don't change their habits, they'll be viewed as being immature and lacking civility. If you are an adult who still curses, you will most likely be fired or won't even be hired. Either way, you won't have a job. The use of profanity will also give others a bad impression of you, which in turn will reduce the amount of respect people have for you. Contention 2. Profanity corrupts the language. Cursing is just a simpler and triter way to describe things or express feelings. As David Kya perfectly stated, profanity is a common crutch of the conversational cripple. There are countless more meaningful and creative words to say rather than use curse words. Instead of repeatedly uttering swear words, be creative and put your English skills to use, and use some descriptive vocab words or figurative language, like Kyok's alliteration. Contention 3. Cursing offends and provokes others. Although many of you assume the opposite, cursing will still offend many people today. Insulting someone with a vulgar word will do just the trick. It doesn't even have to be an insult. Just saying a simple expletive may anger or distress a person. Using profanity to threaten or harass others may provoke the victim to retaliate, which could potentially cause even more trouble. This could lead to a violent outburst and people may be injured or even worse. Let's just say that offending and provoking others is not a good thing. In contention 4, profanity is bad for society. According to ScottCounseling.com, a research done by psychology professor Dr. Francis Compton revealed that 87% of teens use curse words or foul language. A majority of these children said that they didn't even recognize the curse words they used as profanity. Instead, they believed that these words were acceptable and normal, because the frequent usage of profanity in the media has desensitized them. Profanity has also contributed to the decaying of civility. Seeing a world where people can't even be polite to each other is just plain dishonorable. In conclusion, I hope you all see why profanity is immoral. It hurts your own image, damages the English language, can cause violence, and is detrimental to society. George Washington once said, "The foolish and wicked practice of profane cursing and swearing is a vice so mean and low that every person of sense and character detests and despises it." I'm sure everyone here is a person of sense and character, so you must clearly see the foolishness and wickedness of profanity. Thank you, and please vote affirmative.